You know, we're fishing with really bright colored line. Jared's fishing with white. I'm fishing with this, you know, bright yellow line. But for fishing like this, when you're slackline fishing cold water smallmouth or crankbaits like this, what you're doing, it's actually a strike indicator, because you're fishing with like slack line, a bow like this, and you're letting it sit there, and then all of a sudden you just see the line jump. So you're not really, don't want to be pulling the bait per se. You really want the bait just float, it's just sitting there.
There he has got that one. Finally.
Got him?
Yeah, it's just like you gotta let it sit for forever. It's amazing how slow you have to fish right now. Ooh, nice dark colored one. And you've heard the term dead sticking, I'm guessing, and that's what this process really is right now. It's just letting that bait sit. And I'm talking 3-4 seconds sometimes. Whoa, popped off. See, they're just, you know, they're not eating it. It's just like, you would just think there's no way that something that looks like that, sitting absolutely still in the water, not moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, whoop, they just come up and kiss it. It's amazing. A question we're often asked is, what's the best fishing line? And the right answer really is whatever works best for you. But the 4 rod and reel combos I have on the deck have 4 different types of fishing lines. So I'm going to go through this really quickly on why I choose these 4 different types of line. The first one I've got here is my balsa bait. That has Suffix nano braid on it. It's a really light line that throws small baits a tremendous distance. It's very, I don't know how to describe it, it's really soft. It'll blow around in the wind, but it cuts down deep. It's got good pulling power. So 6-pound nano braid on my balsa bait rod. Then I jump over to the X-Wrap rod. I'm fishing with 10-pound Suffix 832 on that rod. That line is a little bit stiffer, it's more dense than the nano braid is. And the reason I choose that one is because it doesn't blow around in the wind, and I'm not getting it wrapped around my tip real often. And I'm also choosing a high-vis line for that. With my jig rod that I've got a little paddle tail on here, and I might throw some other jigs with it, I'm fishing Suffix 131. This is hands down the most premium fishing line I've ever fished with. It's super slick, it casts far, and it's almost like taking the nano braid and the 832, blending the great characteristics of both of those together and making it an even better product. And then lastly, I've got fluorocarbon, 12-pound fluorocarbon on the bait casting setup that I'm primarily throwing ripping wraps with. I like the fluorocarbon with the fiberglass rod. It provides an even stretchier system for small hooks with the heavy bait when smallmouth, white bass, walleye, whatever, come up and shake it off. So I'm really using, you know, different lines, and they're considered tools for a specific job.